I've entitled this Seeing Red and Staying Cool, a liturgical institute on the sacramental way of reading the general instruction of the Roman Missal. Okay? A sacramental way of reading the general instruction of the Roman Missal. Notice, first of all, that I've called it the general instruction of the Roman Missal. Please do me a favor and don't ever call it the germ. The reason I don't want you to call it the germ is because a germ is something that you don't want to get. And above all, especially in this course, I want you to get the meaning of the rubrics in the general instruction of the Roman Missal. So call it the general instruction, or the Institutio Generalis, or just the instruction, or the GIRM. But please don't ever call it the germ. Thank you ahead of time. The second thing is this. It's really important when going through this course that we spend the effort at cultivating humility. And here especially, I want you to remember John chapter 3. This is John the Baptist saying, I must decrease so that Christ can increase. I must decrease so that Christ may increase. And the point here is simply this. In the following of the rubrics and the celebration of the sacred liturgy, the whole point is to make Christ present and manifest to the people who are there. The celebration of the Mass is not about me. The following of the rubrics is not about me. The Church doesn't ask, what would you like to do? In the general instruction of the Roman Missal, the Church gives us what we are to do. If you want to learn about the general instruction, or if you want to learn about liturgical law, in order to use it as a club to prove that you are right and all of the others are wrong, then please ask for a refund. Because this course is not about proving how other people are wrong and you are right. Liturgical law and the rubrics and the general instruction should promote good liturgy. They should help to make our worship of God more genuine, more authentic, and above all, more tranquil. These rubrics are at the service of everyone. They should not be used to create divisions. Let me give you an example of this. This is a true story. All of my stories are true stories, just so you know. I was going to a parish, not too far from here, on a Saturday morning to give an introduction to the liturgy. And an older woman sidled up to me in the parking lot and said, "Are you doing this?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, I hope you're going to say something about Vatican II. These young priests today don't seem to know anything about Vatican II." And I said, "Well, I bet I'm going to say some things about Vatican II that you've never heard." And then a little bit later into the morning, she raised her hand to ask the question about kneeling during the Eucharistic prayer. And she said, Father so-and-so told us 40 years ago that Vatican II said we are Easter people, and so we don't have to kneel anymore during the Mass." Well, I said, well, first off, Vatican II never said that. And secondly, we shouldn't pay attention to what some priest 40 years told us. or even to what this priest here is saying. Because the person responsible for liturgy in a parish, and then I pointed at her pastor, is that guy right there. You should do what he tells you to do, because that's his responsibility. So in this parish, people didn't know whether they should kneel or stand during the Eucharistic prayer, because someone had given them erroneous information.